Different times in life, I've gotten complacent. When I had a hot wife, when I had a perfect job with all the money I ever needed, when I finally got that truck that I really wanted. There are many times we get complacent for many reasons, and today I want to talk about that. Good morning, everybody. It's another dreary day here in Jersey, and as I said in the intro, I want to talk about getting too comfortable with life and allowing that to derail our goals. So if you've seen my videos before, you already know I was morbidly obese. I'm thinking, how the hell did I allow myself to get to be over 550 pounds at my worst? I don't want to torture you, but think about it. I was so big that I couldn't weigh myself at home. I either had to go down to the local shipping office and use their scale, or wait until I had my next doctor's appointment. Truly insane. In those days, I was living in China. Try buying clothes, forget about it. I'd have to wait until I got back to the States to get clothes that would actually fit me. I remember one year when I was in Beijing, I got a paid gig as a clown at a preschool. I was so big at that point that the clown clothes actually were too small for me. During the winter holiday, I would get gigs as Santa Claus, and when I would dress up, the clothes would be too small. I was so big that I had to have the costume custom made, because none of them fit me. I think you guys get the point. I was big, and I let myself get that way. The question is, why did I get that big, and how did I let it happen? The answer is multifaceted, and to be honest, for any of us to get that way, there's no one single answer for it. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about getting to the point where you're so comfortable, you don't even realize you're actually slipping deeper down the hole. Now, this isn't going to be a deep dive into how I got myself to be over 550 pounds or how I got where I'm at now. We're just going to be touching on one single point. Now, this is not an excuse, but growing up, I didn't have the best of life. Like many people, divorced family. I was actually lucky. I was raised by my father, though I'll admit it, in some ways, not so lucky. I didn't have a stable home life. None of this is an excuse for what happened in my life or what I allowed to happen to me. Much like most of us, I was also never taught about proper nutrition, about how to live healthy, how to eat right, how to exercise properly. Those kind of things were never taught to us. In fact, I was raised during the days of the food pyramid. I got a little off topic there, so let's switch back. So when I was in high school, I did track and field, wrestling, football. I was active, but not overly active. But several years after I left high school, I got married to my first wife. She was a good girl. At least I thought she was. I would try to avoid arguments as much as possible. And in the early days, one argument we had a lot was about food. I would wake up early, go to work, be at work all day, not very active. I would come home and she'd have these giant meals made. There'd be enough food for probably 5-6 people. Don't get me wrong, she was an amazing cook. But every night she would make these meals that were fit for a party. In those days, she was pregnant and a little emotional. So if I didn't sit down and enjoy her meal, she'd get kind of pissed off. I was trying to avoid that. So instead of having an open and honest discussion with her, I just decided to ignore the situation, get comfortable, and start eating. You see, come on, Cookie. So allowing myself to get comfortable with the situation and not solve the problem actually did a lot more damage to me than actually speaking up, having an uncomfortable conversation, and finding a solution. Then after my first divorce, I moved to China. Life was pretty simple there. Things were easy. People made comments, but it was different. Cultural differences mostly. I ended up being more active, but I still didn't know anything about nutrition, and I was eating horribly. Again, I got complacent, comfortable with the way life was, and I just kept growing and growing and growing. Several years after my wife and I split, I ended up opening a training center in northern China. It was small, but very successful. Again, life got comfortable, and I didn't take care of my health. Thus, I kept growing. I've got dozens upon dozens upon dozens of these stories. The point is, once we get comfortable with life, and we stop pushing and challenging ourselves, we end up becoming nothing more than stagnant water. We stink. We're just no good at that point. What we need to do is find a way out of that rut. Find a way to stop being so complacent with the way life is and try to find a way to do better. That's where setting achievable goals and milestones come into play. So today, I'm going to challenge you guys. Get out of one of the comfort zones you're in right now, because I know you got a bunch of them. Decide today to make life better for yourself in one aspect. So that's all I've got for you guys today. And of course, got to do a shameless plug. If you're looking to lose weight, currently taking a GLP-1 on a diet or on a workout regimen, you got to come over and check us out at Renorah.com. We help you learn how food interacts with your body, We teach you how to understand nutrition, how to exercise, how to retrain your habits. So go check us out at Renorah.com today and get started. If you send me a DM on whichever platform you see this on, I'll give you a link for a 3-day free trial. Until next time, take care of yourself, be well, and get out of your comfort zone.